Today for New Music Monday, we're going to check out the brand new album from Paws, and it's called Youth Culture Forever. Now, you may recall their 2012 LP, Coke Float, and if you remember that, you're going to recall that I really dug it, and I was hoping that this record would be a jumping off point from that one. What this record opens up with, though, is a clear indication that they've really matured a whole lot as musicians, as they're writing far more interesting and intricate arrangements in a very good way. They've obviously learned a lot and listened a lot over the last 2 years, and they really have no problem experimenting with new directions. But at the same time, that core of gritty, fuzzy rock and roll is still definitely there and definitely the main focus. The guitars all across this record are awesomely heavy and powerful, still making that very clear connection to the early 90s alt-rock and grunge scene. It's just that tone and energy that you get from the guitars that lights up every single one of these songs. And there's no question that this would fit perfectly amongst the music of the bands that actually influenced this band. In fact, if you listen closely on the song Great Bear, you can definitely hear a striking resemblance to an extremely well-known grunge riff. There's also some moments on this where they pull some notes out of the heavy metal book, a couple points where it definitely goes psychedelic, and it all seems to work in really great sound. And it's a very nice shift in approach, resulting in great music. And then you have the last track on this album. I mean, there's really not much I can say about it other than the Melvins and the Butthole Surfers and a number of other bands would be very proud to hear this one. Throughout the album, the drums have this wonderfully dry sound to them, and it really comes through and becomes a very special part of these songs. And there's a number of points on the album where you're going to find yourself bouncing along. You're just not going to be able to resist. But at the same time, they do slow things down here, and you're going to find those songs to be just as enjoyable. And it really shows that there's a ton of musical range that this band can explore in coming records. Now, the vocals pretty much sound bullhorn style for the entire record, but it does manage to work, and that's a very difficult thing to do. And it really ends up giving this album a really unique tone and feel. Along with that, the vocals blend far better than they did last time around. That was one of my few issues with their last record. And you can really hear the band coming together and gelling and moving as a single musical force. Now, the lyrics this time around are a lot darker. Some of them are outright disturbing. But sometimes it's the bluntness and that straightforward nature that really makes a lyric pop and ultimately makes it better. This idea really comes to a head on the song Alone, as they pull absolutely no punches. And if you're a little bit sadistic like me, you're gonna find yourself listening to these lyrics over and over because there's this dark beauty within them. Now, while they do show more musical creativity than they did last time around, they still remain largely a one-trick pony, but they do that trick really well. And for me, I really enjoy the sound that they do, and I have a feeling most of you will as well. This record drops stateside tomorrow, but it doesn't come out in the UK until June. I honestly thought we were past the point where there's these massive gaps between international releases. It just makes no sense. But as soon as Youth Culture Forever is out in your part of the world, make sure you get it, because on the buy it or borrow it, it's a 100% buy it. So that's what I got for you guys today. I hope you dug it. If you did, go ahead and click subscribe, leave a comment, click like, whatever you want to do. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook right here, and I'll see you guys again next time.